Got no money, babe. Hello and welcome. I'm Brooks and I hope you enjoy the show.
Villain man never ran with crows in his hand and
if you see her, say hello. She might be
Intro. Final take. We're gonna nail this. Let's do it. Okay. Hi. I'm Brooks. So I guess I should start off by mentioning what brings me here. In an effort to be as vague as possible, I'll do my best to explain. Basically, in some form or another, this idea has been living in my head and making a whole lot of noise. Essentially, that idea is save up some money, hit the road, film a lot of stuff, and see what comes out. So this is me doing that, I guess. I actually tried doing this a few months ago, living out of my car. Massive failure. Turns out living in a car isn't as glamorous as one might think. So I bought this little camper off of a Hillbilly Bear Hunter in Arkansas and renovated it to suit my needs. I say hillbilly as a compliment, by the way. I'm from Louisiana. Anyways, it's much more cozy than the backseat of a Mitsubishi. Shocker. And here we are. Camping, take 5. I found this little camping spot on the way to Joshua Tree from San Diego. It was getting pretty dark, so it really found me at the perfect time. Finding campsites where I at least feel somewhat safe has been quite the task, especially with the added hurdle of a global pandemic. Most developed sites are closed because, well, I don't really understand why, but that's neither here nor there. Oh, airplane mode. Sorry about that. If you do any camping, you're probably familiar with BLM land. No, not Black Lives Matter land, although that does sound pretty cool. Bureau Land Management land, I think. AKA free wilderness camping. That's right, folks. You heard me. Absolutely free. So, this spot is located on a random patch of BLM right off the side of the road. Very clutch. I saw these rings of RVs scattered all over this little patch of desert and pulled in to check it out. There were little kids running around, families grilling, and people riding ATVs and dirt bikes all over the dunes. I never knew family RV dooning communities existed. That being said, I'm hereby naming this patch of BLM Duneville. Yes, I know, very creative. I'll link to this spot in the description. It's only about an hour or so from the national park. Oh, what's that? You want to know more about the delicious hot beverage I'm enjoying? Well, I'm glad you asked. It's called Butter Beans. Basically, a complete ripoff of bulletproof coffee. Here's how it's done. A slacker's guide to butter coffee in the morning while camping. Step 1. Gather your materials. You'll need water, French press, mug, shaker, butter, spoon, and coffee grounds. Step 2. Boil water. I use this little stove I found in a hiker box on the Appalachian Trail. It works great. Step 3. While water is boiling, put butter in shaker.
Whatever you feel comfortable with. I'm from the dirty South, so we ain't shy about butter. The Kerrygold. This is my personal favorite butter, mostly because it says grass-fed cows. I don't know if they're being serious or not, but I feel good believing them.
Step 4. Also, while water is boiling, pour coffee grinds into the bottom of the French press. I just follow my heart here, for better or for worse. Step 5. Pour boiling water onto coffee grinds and let them sit for about 4 minutes. Step 6. Press. And let it sit for another minute. Step 7. Pour that beautiful brown crack cocaine into your butter-filled shaker bottle.
Step 8. Violently shake.
And step 9. Enjoy.
All you coffee fanatics right now that are really mad at me, I love you. Okay, we are headed to Cottonwood Spring Oasis. Alrighty, and we have arrived.
Cottonwood Spring Oasis, take 2. Cottonwood Spring Oasis. Cottonwood Spring Oasis. Okay. It's got to be one of the most popular locations in the park. Don't quote me on that. I'm just judging by the amount of people in the parking lot. So, what do you think when you hear the word oasis? I imagine a sparkling, fresh spring pond located in the middle of a dry desert surrounded by lush greenery. Spoiler alert, this is not that. It's almost that, just minus the water. And personally, I'm a big fan of water. So, that was a little bit of a letdown. They don't even allow you to walk around inside. Now that I'm done being a hater, it is probably worth checking out. The contrast of this little area with the rest of the park is the coolest part. Plus, I've never really seen vegetation quite like this, so it's a little bit like stepping into another Earth-like planet or the set of Avatar.
Oh, and there she blows with the perfect landing! Ah!
While I was wandering around, I noticed some signage signaling a 7.2-mile loop that hits another oasis. Lost Palm Oasis.
You know what? If I'm not gonna do it, who's gonna do it? You know? I'm gonna go grab some water.
That felt right. Okay. I still really wanted to see that crystal clear spring in my head, so I decided it was worth the trek. Alright, while we're here, I'd like to talk about something I like to call clout traveling and its many levels. Clout traveling. Traveling with the conscious or unconscious motivation to attain clout rather than experience. Now, before you think I'm just out here throwing stones at lames, I believe the majority of travelers fall within the categories I'm about to lay out, including myself. Stage 1. One who travels with the sole intention of staging photos only to post to social for the flood of validating dopamine hits provided in the form of likes. Stage 2. One who intentionally crafts their social media appearance to appear as if they are truly living out genuine experiences. They may take poorly framed photos to convey it was taken on a whim. They may include old film-style filters to convey nostalgia and a certain weathered cool factor. Basically a slightly more sophisticated version of Stage 1. Stage 3. One who watches The Social Dilemma and deletes all their social media to gain a sense of superiority over their lame-o peers and enjoy their new mysterious and interesting reputation. The stories of their travels and the responses they get from others replace the satisfaction of the dopamine likes. Stage 4, unclear. The only reason I can define these things is because I've lived them all. Personally, I think I most likely fall somewhere between stages 3 or 4. I'll check back in a few years when hindsight allows me to accurately define stage 4. Okay, that's all for clout traveling. TM. Alrighty, here we are, Lost Palm Oasis. Epic name, don't you think? Did I find what I was seeking? No. Oh my god. Alright, real quick, I just want you to see what you did to me. But what I found instead completely exceeded all my expectations. Just kidding, just kidding. I did not find the sparkling clear water oasis of my dreams, but I did find a fun, green, echoey place to run around and have some fun. I really did enjoy this spot. There isn't much to it. The view of the oasis from the cliffs is pretty awesome, and the trek down into the oasis is a fun one. Like most of the locations I visited in the park, there were a lot of fun, grippy rocks to climb around on. Okay. Okay. What are those cool guys on that parkour on YouTube called? I think it's Storer. Storer. Guys. I don't want to brag or anything, but I've never parkoured in my life, and look at this wall. Alright, let me go stand by it so you can get a little frame of reference. Come on. Come on, let me join. Getting lost, take 2. On my way back, I got lost. You would think after all the hiking I've done in my day, I wouldn't be getting lost on a 6.8 mile loop. But here I am, lost.
Hey guys, y'all know if this is the trail?
Ah, shit. After freaking out for an hour and a half, getting caught in every thorn the desert had to offer. Dude. My God, please let go, Mother Nature. I'll never use single-use plastic again. I found a road on my map app, that wasn't too far away. The sun was setting and it was still about a 3-mile trek from the road back to my car. And I was dead set on catching a ride to avoid freezing or being taken advantage of by a rogue mountain lion after sunset. So, there I was, trying my best to look as far from a psychopath as possible, trying to find a hitch, which I failed miserably at for about 30 minutes.
Not looking too good. Been denied about 5 hitches. It's getting dark. It's gonna be a hell of a journey. Wish I had a coat.
I've logged in a lot of hours hitchhiking from my time spent on the Appalachian Trail. However, there are major differences between hitchhiking on the Appalachian Trail and hitching in random national parks during a global pandemic. 1. People in Appalachian Trail towns know to look for and come to the aid of weary hiker trash, while your average national park visitor isn't the least bit interested in picking up a confused-looking bum on the side of the road with camera gear in hand. 2. Global pandemic.
If you see trash in a national park,
Grab that shit. Come on. Luckily, these 2 lovely humans that saw me at the oasis recognized me and decided to stop and give me a ride.
I got somebody.
Plus, they gave me a banana. Wins all around. Their names were Sarah and Wilma.
Yes, I got lost on the Lost Palm Trail, Oasis Trail. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, thank you guys.
I actually got the chance to return the favor when Sarah's car broke down in San Diego after I got back. Plus, we caught a sunset. And this is Sarah.
Hi, I'm Sarah.
Frazzled and dehydrated, I found my way back to the campsite to decompress and thank God for sparing me once again. I got tired of my bullshit yet.
Lost Palm Oasis Trail. Hiked, survived, got lost.
Adams light the candles in ceremonies of the horsemen. Even the pawn must hold a grudge. Statues made of matchstick crumble into one another. My love winks, she does not bother. She knows too much to argue or to judge.
Take it away, Bob! Yeah!
There has to be some probability of transition that's going to occur.
I'll talk a little bit about what it's like ending your days alone in a camper. I personally take a liking to it. The monotonous chores like brushing your teeth and making food are made just a little bit more interesting when you're in a completely new environment. Things just seem like they slow down and cement into your memory. You also get the chance to escape all the distractions of everyday life. This is cliched at this point, but it doesn't make it less true. There's a lot to be said about freeing up your mental faculties. There are activities that my brain defaults to for some easy comfort, and camping seems to strip a lot of that comfort away, which frees me up to work on activities that I find meaningful rather than pointless. For example, instead of binging the latest YouTube video on how ping pong balls are made, my options are limited to chess tutorials, podcasts, and practicing guitar, which I need a lot of, obviously. It's not all glamorous, though.
Okay, as you can see, folks, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. When you're camping, there are legitimate evils in this world lurking around. You've got to be careful. If not, you might find yourself in a lot of trouble just like I am right now.
Hey there. What you doing? Need some food?
I haven't had a run-in like that since 95.
Top of the morning. It is Monday, December 14th. Last night was pretty rough. Campground a little bit sketchy. This I don't know, this like almost fictional looking man with like a total boyish spirit. Like a boy is like 7 years old almost. And he came up to my car after I parked in this field, and he was letting me know that it was private land, and I could see Candy Crush still on his iPad. And then I see him go sit by himself in the dark, just waiting, I guess, for people to pull up so he can tell them that this is private. But he still let me camp here. Interesting guy, nice fella, but it was spooky, you know. After I did my nightly rituals, I got a little paranoid, and it was for a long night, especially how cold it got. It got cold.
Pro tip!
If you don't know if you can camp somewhere, just ask.
You had the 4 McDoubles, right?
Yeah,
Thanks.
thank
Have a
you.
good day.
Hey, do you know if I could camp right here?
I don't think so.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
As easy as that. Absurd. I just realized something really depressing. I think I'm gonna have to start trimming my nose hairs. What a life this is.
All right, Skull Rock. Let's get it. Skull Rock. I bet you can't guess why it's called Skull Rock. Now do you see it? People love photographing rocks that look like skulls for some reason, including myself. You can climb the skull. It was just frightening enough to get my blood circulating. There was a small crowd of people surrounding the skull pretty much the entire time I was there. So if you don't like touristy areas, there you go. If you walk past the skull though, there's a lot of fun stuff to do and get into and explore, and I didn't see anyone in sight. Journal entry number 8. Alright, so if you have an ambitious goal you want to accomplish, what do? Keep it to yourself and go for it, or bounce it off friends and family to check in and see if you're being delusional or not before going forward? I've been thinking about this a lot for the last few months. I'm not so sure what the right answer is, or even if there is one for that matter. What do you do when you pour it all out to someone and they give you this forced smile and say, "Wow, that sounds really cool"? What do you do if they just look at you and say, "Interesting"? I mean, what was I expecting in the first place? Someone to hear my vague idea and give me back the same level of excitement that I feel about it? Seems like that would be a pretty rare response, and a lot to ask the people around you. Possibly just setting yourself up to be deflated. Or do you keep it to yourself to not risk your momentum being deflated by other people's opinions? Does this risk following through too far with an idea that was delusional in the first place? I'm not so sure. It's a pretty touristy spot. A lot of people with cameras pointing it at the one rock that they came here to see. But I had fun on the rock actually, and I'm pretty allergic to crowds. So I just climbed the rock. It was actually a pretty fun climb for an amateur like me. I don't know if any bouldering experts would appreciate it, but I had a lot of fun climbing it. And behind the rock wall, there's literally nobody. I've not seen one person. The whole crowd, there's a parking lot full of cars, and they're all hanging out right to look at the skull pattern in that rock. So you get the added benefit of checking something off the bucket list of Joshua Tree National Park, plus also getting a fun time. If you just want to show a friend, bring a friend somewhere quick, show them a main staple of the park, and then explore behind it, I'd say this is a pretty good spot. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. Actually, get 9 out of 10. And I'm just arriving to the infamous, the legendary Hall of Horrors. Whoa. Hall of Horrors. What a horrible place. Nah. Probably the location I enjoyed the most. If you like rock climbing, this is the place for you. If you like pretending to be a rock climber, then this is also the place for you. The fun little climbs are seemingly endless, and the rocks are extremely grippy to the point where my treadless shoes still had great grip on the rock faces. Places like this really get my gears going. Every rock cluster offers another mystery, and they're all so close to one another. There's nothing quite like not knowing what's around the corner. Now, is the name misleading? I personally was not filled with any horror, besides this one time where I bit off a little bit more than I could chew.
Found myself in a bit of a pickle here, as usual. I could have thought more about this one, folks. Stay tuned for my untimely death. Holy shit. If I fall, my God. Okay. Maintaining. Okay. Remember that comment I said about. God damn it. Joining store. I regret that statement.
I'm starting to think that the name is some sophisticated marketing scheme by the National Park Service. Those damn geniuses. How are we going to get people to be interested in a bunch of random rock clusters that are seemingly endless across Joshua Tree? I know. Give it a spooky name. That's definitely how it went. I also couldn't find where the actual Hall of Horrors was. I think I ended up finding it with the help of some masked strangers.
You guys know where the actual Hall of Horrors is? No?
I don't know what this whole area was.
Oh, okay. Somebody was explaining to me in this little rock formation there was a split. There was like a sandy bottom. This might be it, but it's kind of hard to believe. This is it.
I don't know.
Yeah. I guess this is it. Welcome to the Hall of Horrors. Ooh, spooky. Hey, this is a little, I guess this kind of makes sense. It's a cool spot. I wish you could camp here. But, I don't know that you can. You can't, actually. I know that.
Folklore, Joshua Tree, camping, blah, 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 take 5. There's a lot of folklore around Joshua Tree and the people using psychedelic compounds inside of it. I'm sure most of you are familiar. I think I understand it. There's something about these damn Joshua trees that look like they're from another world. There's also this feeling I get every time I enter a desert. A very relaxed feeling, like everything is still, safe, and predictable. It's got to have something to do with the openness, right? The way it feels endless and generally unobstructed by trees or buildings. Not many places for wild animals or serial killers to hide and pounce. It's predictable and silent, which I would think would be a great complement to a psychedelic experience. Just my opinion. Joshua trees actually get their name from the Mormons. Mormons really be out here naming stuff. The Mormon settlers were reminded of the story of Joshua when he raised his hands towards the heavens. Personally, I think it's fitting. It fits the whole spiritual mythology of the park.
Oh my God. See a hat? Okay.
Pro tip!
Alright, when you're filming B-roll and you film a shot of you getting in your car and driving away, I got news for you guys. You have to pick it up. It feels so lame. It feels so lame to do. But at the same time, you know, what else, when you're out here alone trying to make some videos, you can't just have landscape shots the whole time. You gotta kind of do shit like this to keep, I don't know, visually entertaining, I guess. At least that's my feeling. So, here's what it is.
Cholla Cactus Garden. Woo! If you're a fan of different species of cacti, well, I've got a hell of a place for you to check out. Look at these little guys. Have you ever seen a more adorable little cac? I really don't have too much to say about this place, except it seems like a fantastic location to propose to a girlfriend that really loves different species of cacti. And if you got a girl like that, bravo, my friend. You really done it right. Alright, that's all I got for this one, so I'll bore you with another journal entry. Journal entry number 10.10. Well, 10.1. If you're anything like me, when life starts to get a little bit more chaotic than you're comfortable with, and you don't see any way out, there's nothing quite like just packing it all up and starting over somewhere else. Now, is this a healthy behavior? Hard to say. Seems to come with some perks. I do recognize the pattern, though. There's this excitement that comes with starting over, and there's a lot to say about exiting a scene that some of your more toxic patterns are tied to. I usually find some relief at first, accompanied by a truly intoxicating feeling of freedom. But what about after the honeymoon phase ends? Often it seems like the same toxic behaviors just leak back into your new surroundings. So, what do you do then? Learn to meditate? Still trying to figure that out, I guess. I do feel that with every trial, you do really learn something more about yourself and the nature of these patterns. What is it, though, about bad habits that seem to follow you wherever you go? How do you kill them off? If you have any thoughts on this, let me know. Cheers. On to the next location. Pro tip. All right, this is how you make a thumbnail. Make sure you're in park. Gonna fucking hit my own drone, eh? There you have it, folks. That's how you make a thumbnail. Alright, if I catch this drone out of my window, how much money do I get? Okay. And that's how we do it. Right, dude, you might have to get some like fingerless gloves and look like a real tool. Yeah. Alright, here, I'm gonna do some video stuff real quick, so just ignore what I'm saying. Hey, what's up, Tyler? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, I appreciate you calling me. I'm currently on my way to a hidden camp spot on the Salton Sea, and I'm on this really shitty dirt road. It's about a mile. It's pretty bumpy, but I think we can handle it. Yeah, it's pretty. It's a beautiful spot.
All the video out of the way?
Yeah, we got it done. Okay, I'm gonna fly my drone. Alright, so this technically isn't a part of Joshua Tree. I hope you forgive me. I was looking at my map one day and saw a massive body of water, and I couldn't resist. At this point, it had been a few too many days since I'd had a rinse, and the BO, oh god,
I never thought I would hit a bird while flying a drone. And you're not gonna believe this. You're not gonna believe this. But one time I hit a bird with a soccer ball when I was like 12. Not on purpose though. It was like that baseball thing.
At this point, it had been a few too many days since I had had a rinse, and the BO was starting to become distracting. So what better place to end this excursion than a giant sea in the dying city of Coachella, California. That's conveniently located on my way back to San Diego. I got on freecampsites.net, and there was a nice seaside campsite with my name on it. I rolled up in a pure fit of excitement because of how legendary this spot was. There was no one anywhere to be found. The sea was absolutely beautiful, and I parked my camper right up next to a cliff that looks out over the water. Unbelievable. Surprise! I was so confused as to why I didn't see a single soul around this place. It is apparently a toxic wasteland, and a beautiful one at that. I had my kettlebell in hand, ready to get a workout in and take a refreshing dip in the water to cap it all off before enjoying the sunset. But unfortunately, as I was getting close to the water, I started to sink into radioactive mutant bacteria goop. Serious bummer.
Right in my wounds. Alright, I think I'm gonna have to break the soap out on this one. Do not trust my body's biological defenses against this mutant bacteria that I found in California. Of course the shit would be in California, guys. Get your shit together, okay? Look, when you come to Louisiana, all you see is grasslands and horses and cattle and zero pollution, and all our water is totally clean, and that's 100% fact. Okay? Icky.
It's funny, I was just talking about a pending apocalypse because this place screams The Walking Dead. That felt really lame to say for some reason, but yeah, here I am. It reeks of end-time prophecies with the smell of sulfur filling your nostrils and being forced to dance around broken glass, old tires, and decaying animal carcasses when walking the beach. That being said, I don't know if I would recommend camping here. Maybe you'd like it if you don't mind bacterial infections or the smell of burning souls. The sunset, though, wonderful. Mwah. Emocja. I was listening to this podcast the other day, and the host pointed out the European Renaissance was kickstarted by a global pandemic. You know, when I was writing this, I imagined that me saying global pandemic would be, I don't know, like funny or cool, but kind of second guessing that at this point. Anyways, I'll start over. A global pandemic. Does anyone else feel this in the air, or is it just me? So what happened to my understanding was that at the time in Europe, if you went out to work, there was a good chance your body would rot from the inside out in a matter of a few weeks. So what did people do? Well, they decided that their life is a little bit more valuable than their 9-to-5s. Not hating on 9-to-5s here, those things are great. But the structure of European society was instantly broken down by Mother Nature, and it seemed to cause people to stop and take a look around. Was making this battle axe as important as I thought it was? This begins the greatest artistic movement in history. What happens when an entire culture reevaluates what is truly meaningful in life? This is unclear to me. I'm split about 50-50 on whether or not the forewarned apocalypse is right around the corner, or if the Renaissance Part 2 is just getting started. If I had to guess, we're probably going to get a little bit of both. So here's my advice. Build a fallout shelter and fill it with oil pastels.
Carry me home singing, oh my God, oh my Lord, oh my God, oh my Lord, oh my God, oh my Lord, oh my Lord.
Ending, take 2. Well, that's it, folks. If you made it all the way here, thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. I've been wanting to do this for quite some time now, so it feels really great to finally bring it to life. I'm not sure if the algorithms are going to pick this up, if people will be interested in this sort of thing, or if I'll ever be able to sustain myself doing this long term. All I know is it feels really good doing it. So that being said, I plan to keep doing this until I can't anymore. Thank you everybody again, and I'm glad you made it. Bye-bye now.
Well, it's alright in my head, I cannot slumber. And it's too high for me to count, I can't get the number. Yeah, I'm a fool for you. I'm a fool for you.
Hi, wet hair here. One last thing real quick. If you'd be interested in helping me out for free, here are some ways you might do that. Number one, the overused, borderline annoying phrase, like, subscribe, and comment, and hit that notification bell. To my understanding, this is the only way that you can really game the system with the algorithms and stuff like that, so that would be much appreciated. So yeah, like, subscribe, comment. Comment your favorite rap lyric. I love rap lyrics, so I'll read those. Number two, I just started a Patreon. I'm going to stop in there 3 times a week to do a live chat and respond to messages if anybody has even messaged me. But yeah, I'll be there. So if you're looking for me and you have any suggestions, ideas, questions, that's where you can find me. I'm also going to be posting extended versions of the videos that I make, so there's that too. My Instagram is @BrooksOdell, if you like Instagram. And I guess that's it. So thank you everyone again. Bye-bye now.